following the huge vote for the Swedish Democrats. But a lot of what's happening in Sweden, it is about economy, but a lot of it's about crime and law and order. You just heard Kenneth there from Chicago. One of the reasons I think I don't know if you're still in Chicago or not. I know you live part of the time in Miami, but part of it was just the crime. What's happened in Chicago is happening throughout our culture. You're even seeing it in Sweden. Is that correct, sir?
Oh, that's 100% correct. Look, the Swedish Dems grew up as a reactionary party in reaction to one policy area, and that is open borders migration. The open borders migration that the institutional left allowed in countries like Sweden and countries like Germany, incredibly wealthy, productive, industrious Northern European countries. And the left said, you know what? We're going to open the borders because we believe in multiculturalism, and they have been unmoored from the value systems. So they are totally cultural relativistic, and they opened their borders, and they had tons of people come in who refused to assimilate, who were motivated by one thing, not a better life for their kids, but a exploitation of the social welfare system that these wealthy countries would accommodate. And that works maybe on a small level for a short period of time. Now we're 15 to 20 years into this social experiment, and it's a disaster. You've got an epidemic of mass rape. And now, all of a sudden, the Swedes are kind of waking up and saying, you know what? This, combined, obviously, with the most recent occurrence, the energy spike. I spoke to one Swedish friend of mine here today, and he said that his energy bill year over year for the month of August is 5 times what it was last year. So people are waking up, and this could be setting up for a cataclysmic change electorally this Sunday, which is why I'm here and reporting for you.
Okay. This is why we got Matthew Tyrmand, the Swedish Democrats. This is going to be huge. Just like in 2016, Brexit was the forerunner of the Trump victory. Before I get to Dave Walsh, Tyrmand, you sent me a ton of great clips today. Greta Thunberg is on the campaign trail. What is her pitch in the closing hours of this, and why would they put her out there?
So officially, she's not on the campaign trail, but it was funny because I was meeting a friend of Swedish Parliament, an MP. I've been trying to cover what's going on in this electoral cycle. And I just show up there. There's an alley, sort of a street, a mini street by the river that separates the Royal Palace and the Swedish Parliament, the Riksdag. And there, huge police presence. You've got Greta Thunberg on stage with a poster, a backdrop behind her. People Not Profit. By the way, her speech was in Swedish, but that was in English. International marketing. And right behind her on the other side of her was a LGBT flag. I don't know what that has to do with climate change, but she was stumping hard for all of her agenda items. And one of the chants that she was running as she marched over to the rally site with her followers was "No racist, no fascist on my streets." I don't know what that has to do with climate change, but somehow they're conflating it. I asked a friend of mine, has she been in society over recent weeks, months, years? She's been nowhere. They trotted her out. She's officially not a member of a party. She's an issue-based advocate and activist focused on climate change. But here she was on the Friday before the Sunday election, running chants like international solidarity, we only have one planet. This to me sounded like Workers of the World Unite, rebranded for the 21st century green agenda. The economic warfare didn't work, so now
the racism, no racist or fascist on my blocks. This means they're going to make your life uncomfortable if you vote for the Swedish Democrats. Trust me, this is bringing it right home. Hang on for a second, Matthew. We got more on this. We got Brazil. President Trump today endorsed Bolsonaro. A lot going on.